Winter weather advisory, first alert tomorrow morning starting after 3 o'clock through 6 p.m. We're going to be seeing this area impacted by light snow accumulations. Where we are seeing the accumulation and only is not the roadway, it's on the grassy surfaces. Yeah, definitely saw some heavier rain when we were back towards Aliceville, Reform in that area, and we have now gotten ahead of this line of showers, which continues to stay on the weak side. You know what, I was looking at some of that climate data, and we'll come close to hitting a record high. And imagine you get a ton of these falling from the sky. They're falling at maybe 60 miles per hour. Once that snow moves in, so does the colder air, and so icy conditions can quickly develop. We're 10 miles to the southwest of Aliceville, and what ended up happening is we knew the rotation was going to be coming, and Anthony's going to pan over there, and we saw the rope tornado started to form, and boy, that really just blew up into a very large tornado that crossed right back behind there, back behind that gentleman's house who just approached our vehicle right now. Anthony Moore, our chief photographer, is going to pan down, and you can see, I mean, this piece of plywood here, we've got some shingle. Again, this is probably from the building. We're talking about 50 yards away. So this is the view from the UAB campus. So you got the gloomy skies, the rain coming in there. The gusts right now of 18 miles per hour. I mean, you just gotta, point to your target, and you just like,
no, she's like, not having it.
What? All right, that's it. That's not too much, And sometimes I'm a very serious meteorologist. Other times, when storms are approaching, I am super Jill. The wind gust is 23 miles per hour in Tuscaloosa Woods and Water, sustained at 14. These winds are only going to continue to increase as that center of Nate gets closer. Chelsea, Boardman, and Carr, gust of 16 miles per hour. Have heavy rain at that location. And there we go. We're tracking Nate lifting off to the north and east rapidly. We're starting to see it weakening a little bit, and we are seeing 70-mile-per-hour winds, but the newer update will show weaker winds as that moves in our direction. So again, this is still the latest update, but it's from 4 a.m. So we know that this is going to be changing as we get into another couple hours or so. Again, moving off to the north and east, the winds will be decreasing, but still, as it goes over higher terrain, the winds will be stronger than just 45 mile per hour, those gusts. And again, the worst weather to the east of that center, the so-called dirty side that we had been talking about for days on social media. Here are some of the wind speeds and gusts. We have 23 in Tuscaloosa, 24 Clanton, and some of those gustier winds down to the south and the east. These winds will continue to rise, and still working on this graphic, but it gives you a rough idea. Here are some of the wind speed gusts in general that are being detected down to the south and west. These are just actual wind speeds. They've come down a little bit. If you recall watching, maybe 30 minutes ago, we had higher wind speeds. So about 8 o'clock in the Tuscaloosa area down through Bibb County, Chilton, 9 o'clock closer to Birmingham, and then Gadsden to Anniston around 12 o'clock. Those gustier winds, this little batch, will be lifting off to the north and east. And I do want to reiterate, higher elevations, those winds are stronger. That's the way it goes with these thunderstorms and for tropical systems. So your wind gusts of 60 miles per hour definitely going to be possible. Still that concern for tree damage and scattered power outages. So hopefully you're prepared for that potential. Well, we have pulled over, and Kelvin, we have seen here in Vestavia Hills, we're near party time, that the snow has been coming down at a faster rate. We kind of gave you that first alert that while most of the roads would be wet, if you get a heavy enough snowfall, it will overcome the melting process. And it's more so those secondary roads like this one that we are on that you can see it's slushy in some areas. It's not icy, it's just slushy, and some of those spots could be a little slick. But if we will look at 31, that has been pretty much just all wet pavement. The more traveled roads are going to be more so wet. The less traveled, the secondary roads, you're going to have that slushy, icy, and you need to, allow the engine to slow you down as you make those turns, really approach a stop sign or stoplight in any of those slushy areas, allowing, again, your engine to slow you down, kind of tap the brakes a little bit, see if, you feel any skidding. The other plus is it's a fun snow, and I had a little fun myself here. I had to make a little snowman to start off. So again, this is going to be a great one for all the kids that are off today, having fun maybe with the first snow. Again, if you have to travel, just be careful. Those spots that are a little bit slick out there, a little slushy in some areas, but again, more areas wet. but we're going to go inspect some other spots for you. We'll be the first to alert you if we find any icy spots. Back to you in the studio. Well, we are ready for, Mother Nature to release some rain out there. It's been dry. I start to get concerned when we get on these dry spells that drought may develop. Right now, we're okay. And luckily, next week we have more rain opportunities. 83 right now in Hamilton. It is dry outside, it is hot, and we are seeing clear skies. It's 87 in Adiana, 85 in Tuscaloosa, 87 in Rockford, and we're already above that normal high of 80 degrees. That's been no different than the past several days. First Alert weather app, we can track that heat, and you can see if you were to widen out that view and you select temperatures and the layers, all that cool, comfortable air is across the north, so to say. So more like a summertime pattern has unfolded. First Alert high temperature trend, well, you can see that we're really hot through Mother's Day weekend, even into Monday, but you notice those numbers come down into the 80s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So yeah, we have some slightly cooler air to look forward to. But let's talk about one of the hottest days we are going to see over the next 7, and that's going to be on Mom's Day. As we start off the day, it's not bad. And then we climb into the 90s. We're going to come close to record territory. So First Alert, find ways of keeping Mom cool. Maybe a good day to eat lunch inside with those hot temperatures. Now, the rainy pattern will be coming back, so to say. It's going to be dry pretty much through Monday. That rain chance is 20%. No big deal. We climbed to 30% Tuesday, and then we're up to 50% coverage Wednesday and Thursday. So more scattered activity is likely during that time frame. We're also going to be tracking that muggy air returning. So that means by Monday, we're starting to sweat a lot more just being outside, not doing much. So the humidity will be returning. What else? Well, right now, the frizz factor today and tomorrow is low. You may be dealing with a difficult time doing your hair enjoyably for next week with that humidity on the rise back. Let's talk about those temperatures today. Low 90s for highs. We're into the 60s tonight, and then low 90s again tomorrow as we look ahead to the weekend. So most comfortable weather. Morning hours, you get past about 10 o'clock, it gets pretty stuffy out there. So again, lots of water this weekend. You're doing outdoor strenuous activities, do it in the morning. We have a lot of events going on. Saturday, if you're out at them, lather on the sunscreen, you know the drill. Our First Alert 7-day shows 93 for Mother's Day, 91 on Monday. Warmer overnight lows going for 70 to start, so getting a little stickier on Tuesday. Then a system in the Gulf is going to be rising up here, and that's going to bring us rain, thunderstorms, and slightly cooler temperatures. You see those highs Wednesday in the lower 80s, so a little bit of relief. I'm excited because I have a nice little spring garden, and it wants to stay happy looking, and I hope to keep it that way. So it'd be nice to not have to water like every other day. Yeah, a lot of snow coming down. The great news is what we've been picking up on, where we are seeing the accumulation and only is not the roadway, it's on the grassy surfaces. And what I want to show you here is this leaf, for example, and we're going to have Vincent look at this close up. You want to know what kind of snow this is? Yeah, it's not blowing away. It's not a dry snow. This is a wet snow. And this is the kind that makes it a little bit difficult to, clear off the vehicle at times. You can't just blow it off, but it's the kind you can mold. So it's going to be a fun one for the kids later on today. But again, let's go to the pavement real quick. What you're seeing right here is just all wet. And we will be the first to alert you when we start to see some freezing. Again, that would happen first on bridges and overpasses. This is a live report again coming out of Vestavia Hills. I'm First Alert meteorologist Jill Gilardi on your side. Back to you in the studio.